Hey there, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And yeah, while I'm finishing up editing on the video I'm dropping today about the Galaxy A53, so don't miss that video when it drops out. But I did also kind of want to talk about the Pixel 9 and is the price going up on these devices. This is something that, we tend to, I don't know, we tend to see these websites, we tend to see this information, and it just really begs the question, like, why do we even focus on this? And I'll say this, in the last 5 years, every time a new Pixel device is coming, we get some sort of article that reads out about it. And the article reads out and it puts it in perspective of like pricing in euros. And so we can convert it from euros to US dollars. And people feel like that's the main formula to figure out what the price is going to be. What's up, Michael? Welcome in. Which is furthest from the truth. That is not what's happened the last couple of times. We've seen it to where it's stated that, the Pixel 6 was going to be $700, turned out to be $599. We were like, oh, the Pixel 7 is gonna end up being $800, ended up being $599. Pixel 8 was the first to go up in price. Literally was the first one to go up in price. Since then, we're expecting another price hike. And I kind of do think we are going to get a price hike on the Pixel 9, the 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, and, the upcoming Pixel 9 Fold. I don't even know why they call it that. There's not 8 previous generations of a Fold. No, whatever. All right, so without taking up too much time and just kind of being real quick into it, let me get down into it. So you can see here the Pixel series right here, right? The 5 released September 30, 2020. Well, that's the announcement date. The actual release date was October 15th, 2020. Pixel 6 was announced October 19th, and it dropped on October 28th in 2021. The Pixel 7 was announced on October 6th and was released on October 13th, 2022. The Pixel 8 was announced on October 4th and released on October 11th. And the Pixel 9 series, August 13th, 2024. So that's in a month. And they expect the release of it on the 3rd week of August. So pretty interesting with that. Now, here's where they kind of go into it, right? So we'll first look at the Pixel 9 price. This is from phonearena.com. If you guys want to look at the site itself, you guys definitely can. Let me take the Helium promo code away. But if you guys want to sign up for Helium Mobile and get 1 month free, just scan that QR code. You can reverse back the video to scan the QR code, and that'll get you guys your first month free on Helium Mobile. But anyways, all right. So they kind of compare previous models, right? Pixel 7 was at $599 for the 128 gig storage and $699 for the 256 storage. The Pixel 8 is where prices kind of increase. The 128 gig model was $699. The 256 model was $799. And now they're expecting the Pixel 9 to release at $799 for the 128 gig and $899 for the 256 gig. If that's what they intend to do, because my thought process is that this may be kind of on point considering all, like what they're doing with the Pixel 9 series. So I can see the Pixel 9 being released at $799, the 9 Pro being released at $899, and then the 9 Pro XL being released at $999, right? Difference of $100 in between the 3 models being released. Will it shock me if Google, priced the Pixel 9 at $699? Of course it will. It'll create an entire buzz if they reverted back to a $599 price tag, but that remains to be seen. Sometimes Google tends to do quirky things, and the quirky things pays off price-wise, and sometimes they do things that leaves us scratching our heads like, why? So this wants to talk about a little bit about the Pixel 9 camera. What they speculate it to be is a 50 megapixel wide angle shooter as the main camera with an f1.68 aperture, which is the amount of light that it lets in. So that's how you get that that dark mode and whatnot. We got the ultra wide that they suspect to be a 12 megapixel f2.2 aperture rating, and they expect the front camera on the Pixel 9 to be a 10.05 megapixel with an f2.2 aperture rating on that. So I mean, you know, that's going to be pretty interesting if that's exactly what they intend to do at the price that they're going to release it at. They expect the storage to be 128 and 256, and they're anticipating a 512 gigabyte model for the Pixel 9. I don't see a 512 coming to the base Pixel 9. Honestly, you know, to be honest with everybody, I don't see that. I see them still sticking to the 128 256. If there is going to be a 512 model, it's going to be in the Pro series, whether it's the 9 Pro or just the 9 Pro XL that get the 512 gig. I know a lot of people are wishing that Google Pixels would start tapping into the terabyte scene as Apple has done with their iPhone Pro series. And that remains to be seen if Google's going to intend to do that sometime in the future. We do not care too much about the design in itself. We got these little videos here. So here's what they predict the battery size to be. They predict the Pixel 9's battery to be the 4575 milliamp hour battery, which is the same battery that was in the Pixel 8, and a bit above what the Pixel 7 offered. The Pixel 7 offering a 4355 milliamp hour battery. So I don't care too much about the software. We know it's going to be Android 15. So they talk about the Tensor G4 here. They still say it won't rival the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or even Exynos 2400 series, which the Tensor G4 is said to be based on. They got benchmark boards and whatnot. So that's what they feel that the pricing would be for the Pixel 9. And that's just the 9 alone. So not really much being said on that. If you go to Google's website, Google literally leaked this thing itself. I mean, there's been tons of leaks anyways. So to be quite honest with everybody, the leaks it is what it is. They drop videos on their Made by Google YouTube channel. They drop some videos really on that. Just kind of going in on, you know, the Pixel 9, the Pixel 9 Pro, and Pro XL, and then the Pixel 9 Fold. But as you can see, you know, they use the same thing here, you know, the little Gemini. They tell you get ready for a new era of phones. You can chat with Gemini if you're subscribed. Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Oh, God, man, it's such a weird name. What does anyone even think about it being called the Pixel? Shouldn't it have just been called the Pixel Fold 2? I think that the Pixel Fold should have its own identity separated from the flagship models. I don't think it should share the same generational moniker. The reason it's called Pixel 9 is because it's the 9th generation Pixel phone. That's the reason why it's called Pixel 9. It's not called it for any other beautiful reason other than that. I don't see why that they're doing this. I mean, this just doesn't make sense. Of course, you know, besides the name of it, also a lot of headway happening on the Reddit community with people pissed off with the way that the camera bar on this thing looks. So, I mean, those are some of the things to kind of take into consideration if you're interested in it. It looks like that it's a bit taller than the Pixel Fold, the OG model. Kind of really adopting what the Galaxy Fold series is. So they kind of went off into that whole headspace with that. What up, Gene? Welcome in. And so that's what we're getting here. I mean, and you can see which ones they're pushing. They're really pushing for the 9 Pro. They're really pushing for the 9 Pro Fold. We don't really see the 9 being advertised on here or the 9 Pro XL. So, you know, basically judging on what we've seen so far. I think I like my wallpaper. But based on what we've seen so far, man, I don't really know what to say when it comes to the pricing of the Google Pixel 9 series. Where are we exactly going with this? And you know, this really will push the testaments of time if people are going to be willing to gravitate towards this? Because that's my guess. My guess is for the base model prices on all of them. My guess is the Pixel 9 will launch at a $799 price tag. Okay, so about $800 for the Pixel 9. The 9 Pro will launch at an $899 price tag. The 9 Pro XL will launch at a $999 price tag. And the Pixel 9 Pro Fold will launch at a $1,800 price tag. That's my guesstimations on all four devices, on their prices and what they're going to launch as come August 13th at the Made by Google event. That's what I expect Google to pretty much convey at that point, is showing us, that they're really kind of stepping into the actual flagship territories when, you kind of look at Google Pixels. Like, for the very beginning of it, a lot of people really questioned Google and why were they, charging flagship prices? People would just find every little reason with a Google Pixel phone as to say, this is why you can't be charging this price. You're not a real flagship. You're not like Apple when it comes to this. You're not like Apple when it comes to that. Like, that was a lot of what was going on back in the day with the earlier generations of Google Pixels. People started getting comfortable, when Google launched the Pixel 6 at a $599 price tag, which was $100 cheaper than what the Pixel 5 launched at. The Pixel 5 being that it had a Snapdragon 765G, pretty much, during the time of the pandemic. So, hardware shortages or lack of time to get hardware ready, they went ahead with a 700 series chip from Qualcomm rather than going with a flagship chip. However, the Pixel 5 pretty much is a loved device even till today. There's a massive amount of people that when I drop a Pixel 5 video, they watch the video and I get the same comments that some people are still using their Pixel 5 and their Pixel 5 is still amazing. So, with that, what's up, Sneed? With that being said, the Pixel 5 is still a great phone. A lot of people still love it, right? And it launched at a $699 price tag, which a lot of people kind of went at Google again for it. Like, you're charging $699 for this. It's got mid-range chip, all that crap. It went there. So we were all pleasantly surprised when the Pixel 6 launched at a $599 price tag. Everyone was pretty happy with it. But like I said, when the Pixel 6 came out, and I was happy in the fact that, hey, this is actually pretty good what you're getting for what you're paying. I warned people it wasn't going to stay like that forever. See, the thing is that everybody expects Google Pixels to be something else than what it is. They want it to be an iPhone. They want it to be a Samsung Galaxy S series. When you push for shit like that, you're going to get the fucking prices that come with that. You can't sit there and think you're creating a Frankenstein that's going to fit for you. That's not how they're going to do it. And so push comes to shove. We want you to act like this. We want you to behave like this. Well, now you got that, but you also got the same price that comes with the other ones you were trying to make it to be. That's just me being real about it. I was okay with it being where it was at. You know what I mean? I didn't need it to look like it had all the pretty bells and whistles. To be quite honest, I really didn't need all that. I didn't need all that, just for a simple fact is that, I wanted Google Pixels to be what they are, intelligent phones. That's really where I wanted them to kind of core focus on. I didn't want them to make a square edge rail to make it look iPhone-esque. I could give a shit if it performs exactly like a Samsung Galaxy. Like, I like things to be separate and different for a reason. My camera's bugging out, so I'm dropping out of camera, so I apologize for that. But my camera's acting very, 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 very buggy, very glitchy. Okay. But I mean, that's just a straight up thing when it comes down to Google Pixels. It's been teased so long to try to be something that's not. I really don't understand the direction that people want Google Pixels to go. Like, you can name off 1,001 things. Like, I want the processor chip to be as powerful as the Snapdragon Gen 3, like 8 Gen 3, right? You want it for all those reasons. And you can name several good reasons why a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 would be great in a Pixel 9. I can name you 10 reasons why. But I can name you one big reason that trumps all those 10 reasons why that Google should put a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 into it. That's price. You gotta remember, you as a consumer are gonna eat the price of whatever it costs to build these things, right? When you go into like a Burger King, you spend damn near $10 on a Whopper sandwich, right? And you know that if you bought the ingredients yourself, you can make that same sandwich, and it would probably cost you, a little bit less, maybe like $4 or $5. And I'm not talking about buying a big pack of ground beef. I'm talking about buying enough ground beef just to make one little patty, just like a Whopper. If you were to buy the lettuce, tomato, mayo, ketchup, onions, ground beef, cheese, and you were to make your own Whopper sandwich, it would cost you less than what it would cost you to go into a Burger King and buy one. And that's the same, that's the same thing here. That's the same thought process that I have with Google Pixels. It's like, if you let Google figure out what works for them and what doesn't work for them, and to continue to go forward, trying to build something on their own, you have a better chance at having a device that's pretty damn good and at a favorable price than to trying to make a monstrosity of a Frankenstein that adapts everything from everything else out there that you think is cool, but you expect it to maintain a lower price. I don't get the thought process today. And yeah, so people want to like get into debates with me on these fucking chat platforms, and it's just like, come on. Not everyone needs to or wants to spend that much on their phones. There needs to be 4 price ranges: entry, budget, mid-range, high range, to fit the needs of all people. There already is that. I mean, when you go in there, when you go into any company, you look at the phones that they have. There's always going to be an entry level Android device, a mid range, higher kind of budget mid range, and then there's going to be a flagship. Google Pixels only really stick with their flagships. I mean, the A series, whether people want to argue with me or not, the A series devices are flagships. The only difference between them and their flagship counterpart is that the material that's used to build the phone. Glass to me doesn't make a phone that much better of an experience. It just feels good in your hand. Okay, there's lots of things that feel good in your hand, but it doesn't mean that it's flagship or not flagship because it doesn't feel that way. I will not pay a high price for a new phone. Most people that are money conscious won't pay a high price for a new phone. Most people who are money conscious will wait several months to almost a year after a phone's been released to wait for it to go down in price, because they already know out the gate these phones are going to be pretty damn expensive. Okay, $799, $899, $999, $18 or $17.99 or $18.99, whatever they're going to charge for the Pixel Fold. I know that thing's going to be almost $2,000. So pause. Lots of things feel good in your hand. Pause. I know people use that terminology, and I really don't get the aspect of it, but I guess that's what it is. But yeah, dude, I just listen to all the stuff that's being said, read all the stuff that's being said, and I'm like, some people are just unimaginable bastards. Seriously, they just are. I'm like, okay, like I get it. These prices don't look enticing, especially for like all the changes that they've made in the 9 series. But at the same time, I point the finger at the people that always bitch and complain. Like, sometimes we don't think that Google's listening to what we're saying, and they actually are. And sometimes I wish Google would listen when it really matters most. When it really counts for something. I don't need the Google Pixels to be the iPhone of Android. I don't give a shit about that. iPhone is its own thing. Galaxies are its own thing. Keep them separated, let them do their thing. And then that way we have the options. If you try to funnel everything and combine everything into one type of thing, you end up with less options, and the business is going to win because they're not going to bend for you. I mean, yeah, they want to make money. I guarantee that they want to make money. But if they're the only option out there, then like, what are you going to get? How are you going to finesse them to lower prices when they know they're the only thing that you can get? What up, Isaac? So I mean, what was it? Shout out to the goofy idiot on Reddit that literally was just like, I'm not a true Pixel fan because I'm not getting the Pixel 9. Because I made it open. I'm not getting the Pixel 9. What the fuck would I need to get the Pixel 9 for? I got my Pixel 8a, and that's going to be supported for the next 7 years. If I get a Pixel 9 to review on a channel, it'll be like after everybody else has done their stuff. Like, I don't need to be the first one out the gate to get a review on a Pixel 9. I don't need that, but I sure as hell want people to hear my thoughts on it. You know, when you have like 150 different freaking creators pumping out the same video, you pretty much hear a lot of regurgitation. That's really all it is. And it's not that they're copying off one another, it's just that they're all having this, you know, a similar experience, and they all kind of think the same way. So they're gonna represent the phone the same way. You know, I look at what they do and I say to myself, okay, well, you know, like, I'll try not to do that, or I'll try not to make mention of that, or I'll try not to focus on this aspect because they've been focusing on it. I like to bring different dynamics to things so people can see the, you know, all sides of it. I'm a player in the game that likes to look at the cube at all four sides and recognize its 3D model than to look at one side of it as a two-dimensional object. You got to see all sides of it. I'm a Pixel fan that people say is not a true Pixel fan because I don't kiss its ass completely. If it has bad shit going on to it, I will mention it. I've been blessed that, you know, the past couple of devices I've been able to have not really given me problems. Like, you know, I see a lot of people complain about the Tensor G2 and it overheats and this, that, and the third. Okay, mine didn't overheat. So what the hell are you doing on your phone that makes it different from mine? Is always the question that I would get. What is the difference? Why isn't your Pixel 7 overheating? I don't know. Maybe I'm not trying to watch videos in such the highest format and such a small display. I've never been one to sit there and say that I want 4K video streaming on a tiny ass 6-inch display. I'd rather have 4K streaming on a damn 64-inch display. When I'm out and about, I remember I had a guy that literally argued with me for an hour trying to tell me there's a difference between 1080p and 720p on a fucking 4.5-inch display like 5-6 years ago. You're not going to see that type of difference. You're just not. It's the absolute craziest thing that, you know, people will try to convince you of all these things. And it's just like, in reality, when you really look at it, it is what it is. Strip down a cupcake, take off all the icing, take off all the little floral patterns, a little floral candy on it, take off the little wrapper to it, and what the fuck do you have? A cake, a miniature cake. Nothing more, nothing less. Same ingredients used to make it and bake it. What I really want Google and the Pixel line of products to do is start focusing on a more seamless ecosystem that can rival Apple and their ecosystem. I'm being straight up honest. Like, Samsung is on a path to doing that, and I would say a majority of the stuff that Samsung has in its ecosystem and its cross-play fluidity is almost there. Of course, reliant on Microsoft Windows, but it's still almost there, right? You look at Apple and its ecosystem, from its iMacs to its MacBooks to its iPads, iPhones, HomePods, and all the in-betweens. And they play seamlessly well. They play pretty good. I mean, I know this stuff plays pretty good, but my sister, who was a diehard Samsung fan for so many years, switched to Apple for her business and for her personal use because everything plays well together. And my sister's not, you know, she's not tech savvy. She won't sit there and freaking Google search and read for hours how to make her iMac computer play well with her MacBook, play well with her iPad, play with her iPhone, and seamlessly transfer photos, videos, documents in between, and how easy it can be done. Like, she won't sit there and research all that to know how to do it. This is how I know when, you know, when something is good. Like, my sister is my test subject. You know, I refer her to a tech product, and then I watch her, whether she has a happy experience and loves what I recommended, or she calls me up and she yells at me because what I recommended was a piece of shit to her. And that's where I get a lot of my info from. I get a lot of my info from there. I get my info from social media with a lot of you guys when I post things and you guys comment back, and I read your comments and read what you're saying. And that's how I figure out a lot of these things. And this is where I get a lot of it from you guys. So, yeah, I know. Tito admits people who watch his videos and podcasts are test subjects. Listen to what you guys say. And this is where I kind of like think, you know, go into deep thought about what you guys say and compare it to my thoughts, and then compare it to like everything else that I see, like on Reddit and other social platforms. And what people call the norms. You gotta do your research. I don't script anything, if anyone hasn't noticed that. That's why my stuff always sounds all over the place, and I have a lot of ADHD problems. I don't script anything. I don't even really do bullet points. Like, I don't put plot points and read off a list to remind myself what to go to. I just wing it. Everything from video, voiceover to podcast, I wing it. I prefer the lowest possible YouTube play resolution setting, especially when I'm not home on Wi-Fi. I conserve my mobile data. Yeah, there's people that want data to really just be infinitely unlimited, right? Can you imagine if 81 billion people were on the same network using uncapped data? Do you even really think that you would have the fastest speeds? I've always compared data usage, kind of switching tracks here now, just kind of freeing into the topic, but I've always compared mobile data traffic as the same of traveling on a freeway. Every vehicle is a smartphone that's using the internet, and the highway is the internet in itself. Okay, can you put 81 billion people in the same location on a freeway and expect traffic to flow 75 to 80 miles an hour? I would say no. I would say no, because that's the reason why, in the city that I live in, we so many millions that live here in Phoenix, and around this time right now, 6:50 p.m., there's still traffic, and it's really bad. And it ranges from downtown Phoenix all the way to the northern area and the very southern area, because people are leaving Phoenix, going home to wherever they live. If they live in Casa Grande, if they live in Queen Creek, if they live, in Peoria, Glendale, Gilbert, Scottsdale, Anthem. They live in all these different places. They got to take the highway. They take the highway to get home as quick as possible. Right? Just imagine if everyone got off work at the exact same time and had to go on the highway at the exact same on-ramp. That would be fully unlimited data. This is why when people try to express to me how, you have a plan that gives you 30 gigabytes of premium data and then you're slowed down, how that's such a bad thing. And it's well, if you're not really using a lot of data, then you should be okay. If you use home Wi-Fi and not use your mobile data for every little thing, you should be okay. I use my home Wi-Fi for my entertainment when I'm home. And on my Boost Boost mobile plan, I've only used 13 gigabytes of data, and my bill cycle resets in 2 days. So in a span of 30 days, I've only used a little over half of what I get a month. On my Helium mobile line, it says, hold on, I'll grab my Galaxy here and launch, check my data usage on Helium. 7.7 gigabytes. My bill cycle is from July 5th to August 5th. So just 15 days. So already halfway through my bill cycle with Helium Mobile, and I've only used 7.7 gigabytes of data. Mostly everything that I use is at home on home Wi-Fi. I only use my mobile data when I'm out and about. And when I'm out and about, the most I'm probably doing is playing Pokemon Go. That's about it. I'm not really doing anything else. Except we're probably checking social media, maybe posting, on Threads, X, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. That's probably about it. Maybe just checking my social media to see what everybody else is up to. That's what I do on my phones. I don't run hotspot, so I don't need hotspot. I don't give a shit about hotspot. I have Wi-Fi at home, so none of my stuff needs me to connect to hotspot. I don't bring my laptops or my Chromebooks with me anywhere, unless I absolutely need to. And when I was actually working at call centers is when I would bring them just in case, I needed to do something at work and I knew I can do it more faster and efficient using my Chromebook, and I would bring my laptops with me. But working remotely has its advantages because everything is right here for me to use, so I don't really have to worry about that. The only downside of working remotely is being stuck at home. So, but anyways, yeah, I didn't want to stay live too long. Video dropping on the Galaxy A53 later on this evening. I'm going to have that video out for you guys, get it uploaded. I would love for everyone to take a guesstimation of what do you guys think the price for the Pixel 9, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Tell me what you guys think the price is. Don't worry about it. You know, you don't have to be correct. We're just guessing to see what it is, because on August 13th, that's when they're going to put the mash down and let us know exactly what these things cost. Answer to the question to everybody is, will I get a Pixel 9? Probably. Maybe not at launch. Maybe I'll get one for Christmas. I don't know. But I will have one, and I will review it myself and share with you guys my thoughts about it. It just won't be at launch. Will I have thoughts? Maybe I'll go into Best Buy and play with the phone and give you guys an initial first impressions, because you can play around with the phone at Best Buy and formulate an impression of the phone right there. I just couldn't go into a deep dive full review of the phone unless I actually owned it and was using it. But I can do a first impressions, and if you guys want me to, when it comes out, I'll go to Best Buy, I'll play around with it for a couple of hours and look like, you know, one of those weird kids that's like stalking a toy they really want from a toy store. I'll be that guy and go into Best Buy and sit there for like an hour and mess around with the phone. Gene thinks it'll be $699 for the Pixel 9. What about the 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, and 9 Pro Fold? I'm asking for 4 guesses. I have YouTube Premium. If there's a song or movie that I know I'll be playing over and over, I will download the content for offline use. Yeah, I'm surprised that a lot of people don't take advantage of that, Michael. I'm surprised. Yeah, if you have YouTube Premium, you can download content and save it on your phone for you to watch offline. And it's great. But my music services, I build playlists and then I download those playlists onto my phone, so I don't have to worry about data signals, you know, being weak as shit, and then my music buffering while I'm driving. Better to have it downloaded on your device to access offline. And you could do that with movies, and you could do that with videos. Like, you could download Sneed's video to watch later, you know, like when you're having a lunch break at work, or if you take public transportation and you're commuting home, you could watch Sneed's video. I used to do that when I was taking the train home. I would download Sneed's videos and Carlos's videos, as well as Grant Likes Tech. I would download his videos, Latrell's videos, B-Tech Reviews videos. I would download, anytime I would get a notification that they dropped a new video, I would download it for offline play later. So when I took the train home, when I used to work for Consumer Cellular, taking the train home was like an hour and 45 minutes to get home, because we only had one car. So I would watch their videos on my way home, and it made traveling a breeze, because it was like I was watching these videos and being content with the topic discussions. I wasn't all too concerned about what was going on around me. Especially, when you take public transportation home and you live in like the fifth largest city in the US, there's like a lot of drunks and crackheads on the damn train. I ain't trying to like pay attention to them while they're sitting there fighting the air. Literally, there was a guy on the train one time that was like boxing the air. He was boxing nothing in front of him. I don't know. Anyway, so Gene says, other than the Pixel 9 and 9 Pro, well, he says it'll go for $800. He thinks the Pixel 4 will go for $1,500. And the Pixel 9, $760. Wait, so do you think the Pixel 9 will be $699 and the Pro would be $760 and the Pro XL would be $800? Or are you saying the 9 will be $760 and you're changing your $699 guess? And if you are, there's only 3 you mentioned. There's still 4. There are 3 Pixel 9s coming out that are the regular Pixel 9s. That's the 9, 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL. And then there's the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. So 4 phones total. Isaac says $699 for the Pixel 9, $899 for the 9 Pro, and $1,099 for the Pro XL. Awesome. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, bro. I know what you're talking about, Michael, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I've seen another of that here in Texas at bus stops, train stations. Yeah, there's a lot of them here, man. That fentanyl, man, is really bad. It got a lot of people here. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go on this awesome Saturday. I will be going live again tomorrow with a different different subject. Fold will be $13.99. Man, that would be a good price for the Pixel 9 Pro Fold instead of what was it? The original Fold launched at $17.99. You're confused with all these phones. I know, right? It confused a lot of people. Like no one really expected Google to go this way and have two different Pro models. Because that's really what the confusion is. There's two Pro models, a regular Pro and then a Pro XL, which is the bigger one. So they decided to make a Pro model the same size as the base model. So think of like a Pixel 8 Pro that was the same size as the Pixel 8, right? Because if you get the Pixel 8 Pro, you know it's bigger than the Pixel 8. On our buses here, a lot of homeless people. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of homeless people on our buses and trains here, and that's just because it's really hot here. That's one of the best ways that they can sleep is to like, you know, find somebody and panhandle like $2 just to buy a one-way ticket, and then they'll take the train from like Northwest Phoenix all the way into Mesa, Arizona, which is like if you ride the train, that's like almost 3 hours of a ride. So that gives them like 3 hours of sleep in air conditioning. So that's the best way that they can survive this heat. Man, it is hot as hell. Really hot, really bad. I just got one of those portable AC things that looks like R2D2. I don't know if you guys ever seen anything like that. It's a portable air conditioner. It should be here by the end of next week, and I gotta install it to help cool the house down because like right now my AC is trying its best. It's like the little engine that could. Okay, I have the thermostat set to trying to, you know, at 65, and the best that my AC can do when it's at the hottest point in the day is keep the house at 91 degrees. That's the best that it can do. So got a little R2D2 portable AC thing, and I'm gonna have that connected in to help out, try to cool this house down for my kids and everything like that, because they go back to school in 2 weeks. Just about 2 weeks they go back to school. They're dreading it. Jane, thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it. But yeah, kids return to school. Some schools have already started here again. When I was doing Amazon Flex this morning, where we did our deliveries at in Gilbert, Arizona, the school system there is back up and running. Oh, bro, she bought me the Pixel 8a. The 8a in Aloe, that's what I got. I'm not buying the Pixel 9 just yet. I'm gonna wait on that, but I did get a new phone. The Pixel 8a is my new phone. That is my daily driver phone, and then right now I'm using it side by side with my Galaxy A53, which I'll be working on a video for Monday comparing the Galaxy A53 to the Pixel 8a. Yeah, so I got some videos to work on. I got one dropping here in a little bit. That's just, you know, an update review on the Galaxy A53 after it received the July security patch update on Android 14 with One UI 6.1. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But all right, I'm rambling on. I'm gonna let you guys go. I've been saying that for like the last 5 minutes. Y'all get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Now we'll see you guys tomorrow. Till then, take it easy. And as always, aloha.